Hello everyone, Franck Contrepoix here. This is the first episode of what I call the data whisperer or the data walker. I'm trying to go and answer some interesting questions related to data. In particular, I am focusing in this case around AWS pricing. So this is the first episode. I've just done some work with RDS. So I'm going to start with that. So the data is coming from my elaboration of AWS pricing data. In this case, it is July data. By the way, we're in August. So let me make sure that I get August there. Should be there. I'm going to discover that soon. There we go. And let's go and start looking for information. So the first thing we'll probably want to do is this. So we're going to go into and create a table from the Parquet file. So we have 33,202 rows in 52 columns. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use a data table because in the end that's what we want. And in the data table, I'll select this table. So that shows me everything. So first thing is, yes, SKU is effectively unique per row, as is the rate code. This data is all coming from being on demand. So everything is on demand. Everything is JRTCKXETXF on the offered code, which is the on-demand offered code. So that's quite cool. We have lots of information, and as usual with everything AWS, especially pricing AWS, you have many columns, so 56 columns. And the interesting bit is most of them are empty. So what do we want to discover from this data? So we could do some research directly here, but I'm more interested in going into, let's start here and create some information. So we're going to do JavaScript. We're going to go into that table, the table RDS, and we're going to select only a certain amount of columns. Okay, so which columns are we going to select? So we're going to select, I definitely want the price description there. So that's fine. I also definitely want, and then we can reorder them. Okay, so what do I need then? I want the price per unit. Absolutely. That's going to be interesting. Then, oops. So the currency is always US dollars. This is also intent. This is all AWS. So now interest. Location, I usually better work with, so I'm going to ignore location because I like a region code. So we're going to see that later. I'm going to take instance type. That's quite an interesting one. And then current generation, I would say that we only want current generation. So I'm going to add this. I'm going to say filter, apply, and we're going to if I remember well, this is d dot current generation equal, yes. So that should already give me something, blah, blah, blah. We'll see if as usual, if I broke stuff. We want the number of CPU, I'd say yes, that's quite a good number to have. So we're going to create a subtable, which is going to be much simpler to work on. So we don't get into all those empty columns. Engine code is quite interesting, and the fact that I am still struggling to see if that can be used as a good database engine we definitely need. So there are lots of columns still there. Database edition, yes. Then what do we have? A license model, yes. We also have our good friend, the deployment option. Cool. Group not caring, blah, blah, blah. Usage type, operation. Normally between usage type and operation, we should be able to, by the way, this is 4. I want to check if the number 14, engine code matches operations. So normally between usage type and operation, we should get a full thing. So I'm going to take usage type. Not sure what I'm going to do yet with all this data, but hey, operation, this is value is empty. I don't care. Deployment. What's that? Custom. Okay. Let's ignore that one. That's interesting. That's something I never really completely understood. So engine media seems maybe too prompt to be part of the cost thing. Let's keep it out for now. Instance type. Not sure we already have it. Eventually we'll do some work on it. Normalization factor, that's an important one because quite often things are charged either by normalization factor or by vCPU. Region code, we talked about it before, so that's cool. Then what do we have? We have, well, service names all the same. That's empty. Gonna take this generation, simplifies my life. And if I need to, at least it highlights that this is a DB. Instance family. Well, let's say yes. Last one is going to be price per vCPU. That's useful because it's already calculated. I don't have to do it on my own, and that's my Grammarly stepping into the thing. Grammarly, can you please disappear? Yes, for this session. Thank you. So what have I done? I've selected the new columns. I've just selected current generation, so I could expect a reduction in rows and probably columns. So we'll see if I did correctly. Otherwise, I missed an error if I got it wrong. So we've reduced 3,000 rows. Okay. And we've got 16 columns. So now we've reduced by 40 columns. So that's positive. So that's much simpler. And we're going to do another thing in here, which is Rayfi. And this is because I'm using a library called Arcaro, which is really nicely done by the University of Washington. And that library allows you to do lots of manipulation of data in JavaScript directly in computer memory. And the idea is that if I were not putting this Rayfi in it, it will just redo all those filtering that I've just implemented, the filter, the select. If I put Rayfi, I say, look, I want a completely new table in memory, and I want that table to be just persisted. So you don't have to redo all the calculation every time I talk about it. So now we're going to do again this data table. Let's go for the data table. And this time we're going to do, oops, got it wrong. We're going to call these DT RDS. I usually call them small. So now I've created DT RDS small. So I can select here DT RDS small. And that makes it so much simpler. Okay. So let's see, what do we want to see? What are the things that we don't know about? We could start. So what are all the database engine available? That's an interesting one. So we're going to take that table, so DT RDS small, and we're going to say, let's see if I can get that right, group by. We're going to group by database engine. Engine, and we're going to say select database engine. Curious, do I have to put a unique somewhere? Possibly. Wrong. Okay. Yeah. There is a dot, Frank. Cool. I'm going to use another thing, which is dot view. That should give me visibility there. Postgres, so yeah, it goes. So I need to figure out how to do unique. So that's me looking at documentation. I think I can use rollup in quite an interesting way. So I'm going to use rollup. Yeah, that's the place. So up, group by, dot rollup. Mean, okay, up, median, the of what? No, it's just count. Okay, so that should be count, by the way. Interestingly, it's not creating the column that I thought it would, but I'm getting what I needed. The order is crap, so let's go back again. Dot order by. Database. Engine. There we go. So we have Aurora MySQL, Aurora PostgreSQL, MariaDB, MySQL on-premise for outputs, Oracle, PostgreSQL. Interesting. SQL Server. Okay, so those are all the database engines we might have, and I find it interesting that MySQL on-premise for Outpost is different. So all of them can be various formats. Okay, so that gives us a good initial idea. There we go. Yeah, so I've read some documentation. So I have this group by database engine. I can do count. I have the count, order by database engine. No, well, let's do order by count. That could be interesting. And we want to be the other way around. So this is an iq.des, if I remember. There we go. So Oracle seems to be the one with the most options. SQL Server next, PostgreSQL, MySQL, MariaDB, or Aurora MySQL, Aurora Postgres, PostgreSQL for Outpost, and MySQL for Outpost. 13 and 12, quite interesting. That I find it quite interesting that you don't have the same numbers for Aurora and MySQL. I would always assume that Aurora, anything MySQL and Postgres would have the same number. But hey, wrong. No. So what is this? Those are all the options for the number of rows. There are 7,000 SKUs just for Oracle, 6,000 for 5,000 for Oracle. So probably that's also, you need to remember those is depending on the number of regions. So let's see if we can get the regions also. Can I put that in here? I'm discovering with you guys. Region code. Yay! Okay. So Oracle got 394 things. SQL Server 307, but they're not available everywhere. Oh, well, again. Interesting. Okay. So now order by database engine. There we go. So there are 86 configuration of Aurora MySQL. For example, in US is 2, but there are only in GovCloud, there are only 62. 60 in GovCloud East 1. Why? Unsure. Postgres, we have 84. So, okay, that's give us some idea. But what we're really looking now, let's have a fun thing and let's write down and say, hey, what is the cheapest configuration of RDS in all of the AWS offering? Okay, so again, we will go with this DT small. What are we gonna do? We want to see per CPU, potentially. So let's see what's the costliest thing. So it's go select. I want to select what? What is the thing I want to select? I want to select the price description and the price per unit. And the unit is always an hour. So we're going to go with, we're going to have the price description. And then we have that price per unit. Okay, yes. So, but then what I want from that is I just want to have, I want to order by, as we say, price per unit. And I want the cheapest one to start with, and I'm going to have this view, and I just want to have the top 10. There we go. And what did I miss? Oh yeah, that's not a variable. This is a string. Here we go. So the cheapest thing is going to be... Oh, I need to extend that. Yep, give me 1 second. There we go. So instead of this 10, I'm going to use this max. I think there is a max cell wide 1000, so we can see all the description, limit 10. So what do we see? The cheapest thing is T4G micro, single AZ of roughly whatever you want. What is the region? I didn't put it there, so let's put that up. Whoops. There we go. So it's in EU North 1, US East 1. So that would be Stockholm. That would be North Virginia. West 2 is Ohio. East 2. Don't remember East 2. My bad. But yeah, overall, so that's the cheapest thing. So obviously we're going to duplicate that. We're going to order by up just the other way around. And we're going to, so aq.desk. There we go. And we're going to do this. We're going to say, oh gosh, me and my mistakes. What is the cost you think? So cost you think is almost $100 per hour for DBX2IDN 32x large multi-AZ instance hour of MariaDB. I was not expecting MariaDB to be the big thing. So, okay, well, that's a lot of money. How much is, in effect, a yearly cost of, or monthly cost of that? So derive, I think I can do it this way. So derive cost per month to equal d dot price per unit times 730. We're going to assume there are 730 hours per month. So that's one. We're going to do another one. Don't know if you can do it simpler, by the way. Probably. Price per year. So just to say year is either this times 12. Well, this times 12 should work. There we go. So it's all clear for everyone. Can I use this? And it's just me there trying to see if this system is super cool as I think. Oh, yes, it is. Okay, so what do we have now? We have that if we buy a DB X2IDN 32x large multi-AZ with MariaDB in EU Central 1, you will pay $874,151.64 per year. Okay, that's almost $1 million per year for an instance. That is massive. That also shows me that I don't remember what EU Central 1 is. So we are going to do a slight change. I am going to ask for the region back. Where was it? Here we go. That's the one. We're going to take location. I'm going to add location in here. Boom. So now we have a new column added. And I'm going to be able to say here, I want also location. Show me the location. And so that is Frankfurt. What is quite interesting is Canada is still expensive. I mean, 870, and that is for an X1. At least this is X2. X1, 32. So 32X large of X family is the costiest thing you can find. It's quite interesting. So I'm going to open another here. I'm going to go to AWS.francontrepois.com. So that's my website. I've created, it's updated continuously. And we're going to go for the X family. So that's the X family all over the place. You can see their cost. So the hardware is $0 and now South America is one that we're going to ignore Sao Paulo. It's between 0.10 and 0.15. 0.5. Where is the X2? That's the costiest thing. Okay, this costiest thing costs 15 cents per hour. 15 cents per hour. How can that become 99? So it's 15 cents per hour, but it is per CPU, I think, if I remember well. Yeah, price per normal unit. How many normal units do we have in the 32X? I am not sure. So if I go, well, that's price per unit. I think I have that number somewhere there. Where is it? Do I have normalized? Do I have the normalization factor? It's there. So, okay, let's take the normalization factor into our thing. It's already there. So we have the normalization factor. We are going to create another thing in there. We're going to create, so we're going to ignore the monthly one. I don't give a crap. I want the derive. Where is my no? So that's the per norm. I'm going to call that this. Per norm is, what is that? It's going to be, oops. It's not going to fly very well, I think, after I've destroyed everything like this. Okay. Let's restart. Derive. That is going to be cost per year per norm. Okay, I like names that make sense. And it is this. What is this? Do I want that? No, I have the 0.15. So what I want is really price per unit. I want the price per unit. I want to divide that. So d bam bam. I'm going to make it promise. D price per unit divided at d dot normalization factor, which was simply normalization the American way. Okay, go back in here. D dot normalization. Boom. Okay. In column reference, D normalization size factor. Hey. It is there. What's happening in there? Okay, my bad. I had forgotten to add that into the select normalization size factor. So here we go. So that would be 0.19. Okay. 0.2 for Frankfurt X2 IDN. 0.2 for Frankfurt X2 IDN. Where is the X2 IDN? There we go. That's the X2 IDN. That's which one? The usual costliest. EU Central 2. Come on. Where are you? Oh, it's Canada. I think we're already. So, okay, it's going to cost 10, worst case scenario. So I'm more than doubling with the licensing. If it's not the license, with the RDS fee. Wow. The idea, so let me explain, is it seems that the cost per normal unit of that X2 IDN is 0.08. Worst case scenario can be 0.1. In our case, it is 0.19. That is twice, almost 0.2. That's twice the price. And that twice the price is only being applied because it's an RDS system. So, wow. So half of that price that we've discussed before, half of that 800,000, 400,000 is to manage the infrastructure, to managing the MariaDB. Really? Wow. Okay. Well, I think that I'm going to write that down, and that is going to be the discovery of today. So today we discovered that half of the costliest RDS configuration is not due to infrastructure, nor it's not due to the infrastructure, nor database, as MariaDB, or Postgres for that matter, is open source. I'll be quite interesting next time to investigate and see what effectively, what is that cost, that massive cost that we're paying. Because I remember, guys, this seems to be like, this unknown value is 400k a year. I mean, that's lots of money. Okay, interesting. We'll discover that next time. I'll do some investigation. Have a fantastic rest of the day.